Listen to the modulation going on with the audio. This is how they convolute everything, and you can't make out what's going on. They can just turn the knob, and it's convolution for you, while the other person has absolute clarity. Or they can just wave a whole room into convolution, and everything is mixed up and mashed. Let me show you something. This is video cleaner, of course. I was going to plug a mic in, but let's just keep the cocktail. This one. They keep modulating audio and video. The way they do things is absolutely extraordinarily, universally, weaselly. Now, I have isolated the camera hack that's in my camera. Let's have a look at it. Because this gimbal I just bought, it has its own program that allows you to control expert settings. Because the camera is, I don't like saying they, it sucks. The hierarchy enslaving you. Let's just say that's who they are. They have dimmed all cameras and they've added a hack to all cameras. Is it turned on yet? Well, it depends. If it's not turned on, you're going to be looking at the person who is asserting that it is on their phone like they're crazy. It's on every camera. Trust me. This is it highlighted. It looks like spaghetti. And believe me, look at that. That's just blank. This is how they clone shit. You understand? This is the program of cloning. This is how they they artificially clone flavors. Just squiggly lines. It's squiggly lines, my friends. Now, they can take this out. The very program that they're using, they can extract it. I have found myself recording video, and I just read an account of someone else who has been through harrowing experiences such as myself, even more so from the looks of it. I can't believe it, and I have to meet this person. They're in Texas. They write about it very eloquently and in ways that I could not do it. I don't know how they do it. This person is very detail-oriented and articulate in their descriptors. I don't know how they did it, and it's extensive. I am going to have to share it with you. Now, if that's not enough, this is not even touched forensically. This is a forensic software used by law enforcement worldwide, ironic enough, to catch criminals. Now look at that. Look at that. Okay? That's not video noise. If you think that's video noise, then you need to consult someone who can help you ascertain the fact that is not video noise. It might be some kind of exaggeration or hyperbole of the video noise that's in there, but this is what they do. They clone the environment and then overlay the clone over the real thing, and then they can modulate. And if needed, they can just shut off their version, and boom, your version's back, like they were never there. And that's what how their whole this whole thing is comprised of overlays. Clone and see what they did to light. It's like, I always make the analogy. It's like they got light is in a closet, bound and gagged, and they're wearing her clothes or his clothes. Light has been knocked out, put in the closet, and they're parading around as light, okay, and shadow. It's structured light. I'm not going to say it's not real light. It's solid light. It can actually touch things, okay, and it works in tandem with the electricity modulation that they are now capable of. You understand? You got graphene oxide spinning around. You're all getting electrospun with graphene oxide. I promise you. It's not. I wish it were my opinion. I really wish it were just my opinion at this point. I promise you, I'd bet everything I love and respect them. If you are listening to my voice, you have electro spun graphene on you and in you, and you're currently being electrospun with, because they have to maintain it. It's not a one and done. That's this is one of the hurdles that they have. They have to maintain this. Has to be a constant. So this graphene oxide that's in on you and in you is being activated like carbon, like any carbon can be activated in ways that would appropriately fit what is to be done with you and to you and on you. You are to be made receptive like an antenna, walking antenna. Incidentally, it's a line I said it years ago in a song, 2003. I kind of was joking about a lot of lines in these songs. I was joking about. And they refer to me as the New World Order Slayer. Payday, this is the first thing they said to me. Around the first thing. The first discernible shit they said to me was, we love you, Payday, but we have to kill you. We love you, Payday, we have to kill you. And variations of that. We don't have to kill you, but we will if we want to. We don't want to kill you, but we will if we have to. And they always said Payday, they never said William. So it was more like the artist, the lyricist, Payday, we have to kill you. Okay, I get it. But the first thing they said to me is, you're the New World Order Slayer, huh? And then they zapped me with a little, like, video game electricity, whatever. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And then I thought of somebody coined the term. They said that that I was the New World Order Slayer or something. I never said that. And then I'm like, these motherfuckers, like, no, I'm not the New World Order Slayer. Yes, you are. Zap, zap. Okay, this is back in 2019, 2020. So I don't know what prompted me to say that. You're the new World Order Slayer. The point is, they have this shit turned up on me more than anyone I've ever met. Oh, perhaps the account that I was given, the guy that was describing the stuff that was happening to him, he must be the New World Order Slayer. The way they have it turned up on him. But you see all this stuff that's on where my figure is. Let's pause it, and then let's make a modulation, if you will. I don't. Now see that? Remember, this is a forensic software used by law enforcement worldwide. It's not introducing anything that isn't already there. I'm going to plug a mic in. 1 second, go ahead. Okay, hopefully that's a little better. I'm just lamenting out loud to myself. These people are absolute sabotage artists. They are able, remotely, mind you, to hinder one's ability to do anything and bring it to a crawl. And I just figured something out today. What makes things squeak? This is what they do. This is the quality control coupled with the manufactured obsolescence, because, listen, from quality control came the planned obsolescence industry and ability. This is a quality control system. It's a system that monitors the quality and thusly tries to break it down in every way practical and possible. It breaks things. That's what this thing does. It breaks things. It makes it break. And so it can fix it again and find out how to make it stronger so it doesn't break. That's why they can make shit that lasts forever. But still, and even more so. You realize they could make shit that lasts forever 50 years ago? You understand? And now shit just breaks right in straight lines in places? Because that's called planned obsolescence. They make shit to break. So it doesn't last forever, and the corporation, the company never gets another sale. Do you realize if they made shit as good as they could, you would only have to buy one for the rest of your life unless you lose the thing and then have to go back maybe for another? Do you know what that would do to the manufacturers?
They don't like that. That's You can learn about what surrounds that phenomena in a documentary called "The Light Bulb Conspiracy," and it's not just about light bulbs, but it includes light bulbs. Now let's just fiddle with this. I just opened this up in the forensic software. Now that's the first setting of this. Look at the systematic movement of this shit. This is all on all of you. You're all getting a graphene spin coat. As I said, I wish I were opinionated in that regard. It sucks. Um, People don't even really care. I tell that to some people, and they're like, "Oh yeah, really cool." It's like people are zombified or comatose, or some both. And when they wake up from the coma, they're still zombified. You know what I mean? It's really bad. It's bad. So this is zoomed in, and it's showing you what has been baked into my camera. Look at that. Now I zoomed all the way out. This is baked into my camera and turned up. It's in your camera too. Now you might not get the same results as I if you were to film yourself, but if you start investigating the stuff that's spinning around you, you're going to draw some red flags, and sure enough, you're going to get their attention, and they're going to turn it up on you too. This is designed to make you look crazy. They've been experimenting for over 40 years on mostly homeless people. They would ship them into places like Seattle, open air concentration camps, okay, and practice on them with their psychotronic weapons. I remember as a kid seeing these homeless meth heads walking down the street, yelling at the sky. And when I've seen about 100 or so of those just in the city of Philadelphia in a few years span. Now, what are the chances of that really happening? Like, what's going on there? Now it makes sense. So many things make sense. They've been doing this to me for a very long time. The cold hands, it's cold plasma. They didn't just invent cold plasma activated, atmospheric cold plasma activated hydrogel is not just a new phenomenon. It's been around for a long, long time. They've been doing it in various levels of advance. It's been advancing. There's been many gradients of it. Now they're really advanced with it right now. They can do it remotely, as they voice to skull you, and as they read you. Thought observation, or they can read your micro expressions. Okay, we're dealing with li-fi. They are using li-fi light. It travels, so the information travels at the speed of light, and it goes through virtually anything. And maybe they can argue it's safe and effective, like their vaccine, perhaps. The vaccine's not, but light. I guess there's. I don't have a trouble with light on the surface, but the graphene oxide is where my trouble lies. I don't want any graphene oxide, on me, in me, or around me. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that it's not a miraculous substance. It is. It could be used to cure you, just like cold plasma can. Cold plasma can. This is when I said the quality control system, the manufactured obsolescence system. This is many things. It's everything. It's also the system which they're using to search for immortality and life extension technology with. Okay, graphene oxide aids in the life extension process with the cold plasma. But just because it could be used to cure you doesn't mean that that's what it's going to be doing if it's on you, in you, and around you. It could also be used to do the reverse. It's reverse engineering, okay? And that's what I've done here. I call it revving engine, revenge, reverse engineer. If you want real revenge, rev your engines and reverse engineer their shit, and then play it back in slow motion and try to figure out what they're doing. It's very simple. All this shit flying around me, I'm not down with it. Okay? And I tell them every day, I give them a formal announcement. whoever the modulators are, they probably, it's like they have guns to their head. We're robots, Payday. We're robot. These are grown human adult males pretending to be robots. Okay, and then they come out and say the AI is going to kill all human. It wants to kill humanity. Who's programming the AI? Okay, we never ask ourselves these questions. Is this a simulation? Who do you think's dropping these questions? Yeah, it's a simulation. It's a simulation over the real thing which you have cloned with mesmerizing accuracy and detail. Okay, is this a simulation? They're putting these questions out there for, and now we're asking each other these questions like they're organic grassroots questions, and it's not some astroturf shit. Is this a simulation? Yes, it is, and we're going to take it down. It's an overlay hack. It's an overlay hack. They have biohacked everyone, and it's all on the heels and with the impetus of this CVD thing. I'm not even going to say it. Now, the process by which they microchip you, there's no need for a microchip, is called chemical vapor deposition. Is that something? CVD, huh? A remote plasma enhanced chemical vapor deposition. Yeah. And Delgado, the guy who planted the chip in the bull's head, let's take this to on another level here. Let's go to edge -2. The guy Delgado who planted the chip in the bull's head and made the bull docile as he showed him red. Hey, that rhymes. He even wrote in a book in the early '80s, I believe it was, about how we're not going to need physical chips anymore. We can just use microfluidics and broadcast on people and things. Light. Shine light and beamform the light and lock it to these things. And there's no need for a microchip. The microchip is in the light. Okay, so slick. The microchip is in the light, so slick. Because then, if there's any inspection or suspicion, and someone starts getting newsy, as in wondering what's going on with their own body. And a quick aside: the very people who've put this term out, bodily autonomy, they want to control you. So they're stretching the language and stretching the acceptability and testing where you're at. So, if anyone comes to inspect, they can just turn it off like a light switch, and there's no evidence. They have manufactured a means to commit the perfect mass murder if they need to, when they need to. Right now, it's just about control. They're going to control you. They have everyone under some kind of delusion that they want to help them. This guy, Bill Gates, is the face of they have people believing this guy wants to cure a disease that doesn't even exist, only in a digital hybrid world that they have manufactured as a bioweapon to scare you with. This is really innocuous, this COVID shit. They put little fibers in you, modulate them, activate them. They can make you cough. They can make your eye twitch. They can get you sexually aroused. They can make your leg cramp. They can neuromodulate any physical sensation that you have ever experienced. Okay? And that's what they're doing. And where they find the people to do this is the question, right? There's no way that many people could be involved in such a massive conspiracy. No, and that's what another thing they put in our heads. Even me, Mr. Payday Monsanto, Mr. 9/11 Truth. They put that in my head a little bit. I wondered about that. No, it's very easy to keep a conspiracy secret. Okay, number one, you don't even have to let people know who are in on it that it's a conspiracy. You just compartmentalize them to do a little task that they don't even know the big picture of. Okay, number two, you can make telling on themselves a very, very insalubrious. Where if they tell on themselves, blowing the lid on a conspiracy relies on telling them on themselves, and doing that would just put them out of house and home and maybe in jail or dead or whatever. It would not be very pleasant for them. So that's how you keep the conspiracy under wraps. what I just said, I wish I would have ended on that. But they've manufactured a means by which to commit murder en masse. And here's the kicker: they don't even really have to do anything to you. This is a sensation. It's a sensation, and they've been doing it for years. They can mimic a sickness sensation and make you go to the doctor and get medication that'll really give you the the malady, the illness, the sickness, the disorder, the disease, whatever. The medication will do it to you. Or just give you a plain old heart attack like Vioxx. You know, this is the sickness industry at work here, and I think they went in and hijacked the food manufacturers like Kraft. This comes from artificial flavor cloning. They cloned artificial flavors, which is not a bad thing. I think Merck went into Kraft Foods armed and said, "Give me your shit." And they're using this technology to mimic everything. It's innocuous in and of itself. It's like cotton candy, or as I call it, Jesus wafer particulate. It's nothing. It's innocuous, but once it's in you and on you, it can be modulated and changed to do things to you, burn you, freeze you. It can do things. Okay, these are very smart people at work here, and thankfully there's some stupid and just plain human people, geniuses. But you can't be smarter than the truth when the focus is on your lie. You hear me? You can't be smarter than the truth when the focus is on your lie. And that's what they're trying to do, take focus off their lie. And I'm not going to back down like Tom Petty said. And Tom Petty was a problem in and of himself. He was murdered just like Prince, just like the rest of them. Thank God I'm not as big as them. I'm no John Lennon. I can't get 10,000 people into a stadium at the drop of a dime. Thank God for that. Otherwise, they would have sent a shooter to handle their business. Now they're just fucking with me. We're just fucking with you, Payday. We're just fucking with you. They're showing me all this shit, and then when I go and tell you, what are you on, meth, Payday? What are you on, drugs? I'm one of the most lucid motherfuckers you've ever heard in your life. I have 20 years of music that highlight what has happened, and that are prescient, even that predict things that happen. One friend of mine said your music is more pertinent now than it was when this was made 18 years ago, Payday. So I have these very same kind of people wondering about my sanity. I think they got modulated somehow and forget what we were talking about 20 years ago, 10 years ago. We were talking about this shit a long time ago, and suddenly they forgot. I don't know what happened. They're not done. Stop the New World Order. Stop the New World Order. As we were saying that, the New World Order was already here having a ball. Right now, I think what's going on is they're having a burning ceremony, the Rothschilds and company, as they're just taking over the population's mind with this parasite mind virus called Corona. Corona means crown. They got the crown now. They're observing your thoughts with an accuracy you've never seen in any science fiction movie. Lights on, rats out. All right, I'm out. I was just tinkering with this, tweaking it, as you will say. The camera noise. I think we dispelled that nonsense with this. Thank God for the app that came with this gimbal that I got from Oshan, however you say it. It's a dope app, and it has its or gimbal to stabilize your videos, and it came with an app that allows expert mode with all the accoutrements, exposure time and white balance and everything else, and it allowed me to just blow it out so I can show what you're seeing right now. All this gobbledygook that's in the air, and it can literally change the shape of a sound from one place to another. That's why there's another reason for the 6 feet thing. 6 feet apart, because they wanted to see if they could modulate to sound morph in real time, and they can. They can make someone who is 12 feet away easily say something that they didn't say. So if you don't see their lips moving when they say it, and it doesn't match up, you shouldn't even don't don't insist that they said it if they tell you that they didn't. Or if you hear your wife getting screwed by somebody as you're coming up the steps and there's nobody in the room, or vice versa, and they swear to God, don't assume. Assume the other one. Occam's razor is changed. It's gotten longer and sharper, but it's in a different place. Okay, they can make any sound. They can simulate any. And that's another thing they were showing me, like how they can make false flags happen. Look out the window, Payday. There's an ambulance. They had some some little girl was screaming on a stretcher, getting wheeled by her parents. I was in a hotel room, surrounded by other hotel rooms, and made it sound like the hallway was there. They can make any scene happen. Okay, audio wise, and now that they've got the holographs, they're using holograms to try to make, and they got some pretty realistic ones. I've seen a few things, but I don't know how dependable it is, and how much they can use it just universally. But they're showing me shit. Okay, so they can make the shape of a sound change from "How you doing, Payday" to "Go fuck yourself." It doesn't even have to sound like the original. They can just morph it into other sounds. So it's a new world, and the technology has been in existence. They're just dripping it now into various parts of society, and where they can drip it in, and it'll be accepted. Okay, here, we had this shit for a while. Here, have some of this. Let's give some of these people. That's good. And I'm going to try to come up with various examples that I've thought about various industries where this technology can apply. They're showing you, oh well, here we discovered this new thing. No, it's been around for quite some time. On another note, well, the same note, I implore you to get Video Cleaner. It's free. It's a powerful tool used by law enforcement worldwide to catch criminals, ironically enough. You can get it at videocleaner.com. For every time you download it, I get 5 shekels. No, I don't get anything. I get the satisfaction of knowing there's one more person out there who's examining their world. Move closer to your world, my friends. Take a little bit of time. Move closer to your world, my friends, and you'll see. Lights on, lights out.